Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. I am holding on to my Parker guitar PDF 80 with the Floyd Rose special order. And this is Gray's Guitars, and today is going to be kind of a complainy video. So if you don't like complainy videos, well, you may want to move along. I'm giving you a warning. Today we're talking about the price of used gear within the last year or so, maybe a little more at this point in time, just skyrocketing. Like the price of guitars, the price of used gear across the board, I feel like has gone up 20 to 30%. But for whatever reason, I cannot seem for the life of me to sell two guitars that I have for sale locally. Keep in mind, I do not have them posted online. So maybe it's time I do post them online. So this is one of them that I'm trying to get rid of. It is a Parker PDF 80. You don't see a lot of Parkers. I do have the original gig bag. Very light guitar. Sounds great. It has a kind of like Parker's brand of Seymour Duncan pickups. It's like a Duncan design pickup. Sound very similar to the Jazz and JB set. That's kind of what they're going for. Then you got the Floyd Rose, and that's kind of the reason I'm getting rid of this guitar and my other guitar that I have for sale too, which I tried to give away, but we didn't meet that requirement, so that didn't happen. They both have Floyd Roses, and I can't do it. I've had several Floyd Roses guitars that I've owned, and every single one of them, I'm fighting them the entire time. I get them set them perfectly, beautifully, and I just don't, it's something that I don't use enough to. Like, I don't use the Floyd pretty much in most of my playing. You know, I'm kind of doing a lot of the punk rock things. I don't need a tremolo. Nor do I really want one. The only guitar that I'm probably going to hold on to for a long time is my Strat back there, because that does have the standard Strat tremolo, but I never use it. And I tightened it down really tight so that way it doesn't move. I may get a couple pieces of wood to block it off as well. But I just, like, I have other guitars that do the same thing as this. I have my Les Pauls. You know, I have two humbucker guitars. This one is nice because it does have the coil split. But I have my Epiphone Les Paul that I prefer over this. While yes, it is heavier, to me it just sounds better. You know, I don't have to deal with fighting with the Floyd. Tuning-wise, also, I do like to change my tunings frequently, you know, going to drop D, going to E flat. Those are kind of the main two. I mean, typically in the standard range. But you can't do that easily with a Floyd guitar. You're pretty much stuck with the one tuning. I mean, yes, you can install the drop D tuner if you would like, but it is what it is. So I am just going to go ahead here and pull up my local Craigslist and just show you how bad the Reverb listings are getting. I believe there is a Fender Mexican Stratocaster on there right now. It's pushing $500. I used to be able to get those for like $300 to $400. I mean, on a good day, someone was just trying to get rid of a Fender Mexican Strat or a Fender Mexican Tele. You could pretty much get one for, I mean, $300. I mean, I could easily get one for $300. They popped up on my local Craigslist all the time. But it's bad. Like, let's see, what do we have here? We have I'm going to find something that I actually, yeah, here we go. A mini Fender Stratocaster here. Someone is listing it for $200. It's a little pricey for a mini Fender Squier. I mean, I feel like maybe $100, if that. That's typical what you're looking at. We have a Fender Jaguar bass made in Japan. That is listed for $1,100. Used to be able to find those for about $700, $800. And everything is just going up in price, like really badly. It said, great guitars for sale, $500. It's a no-name Strat. It's bad. Like, I have not bought a guitar in a hot minute. It has been a long time. I did some modifications to a couple guitars, mainly putting the Seymour Duncan pickups in my Epiphone Les Paul, because I know that's a guitar I'm going to have for a long time. Next upgrade I probably am going to want to do with that is electronics. They are going to need to go. They are the stock Epiphone electronics right now. The nut, I kind of want a brass nut. I've seen brass nuts. I've heard brass nuts. They say, I mean, it seems like they sustain very, very well. And I've seen a brass compensated nut, which seems even more interesting. Kind of want to do one of those. The bridge, maybe a roller bridge. I mean, I don't really have any issues with the bridge on my Epiphone Les Paul right now, but that wouldn't hurt. I've also seen those ones where they're like, I think Body Bridge. They're really expensive though. It's like $120. I don't think I want to spend that much money on them. Where basically it's a kind of roller bridge, but it mounts, like it sits directly on top of your guitar, so it's supposed to be better sustained. But who knows? But the used gear market is just bad right now. Like if you can avoid it, I mean, you're almost, at this point, honestly, you're almost better off buying new because the prices are that close. I think a brand new Fender Mexican Stratocaster, if I remember correctly, I think they're in the $700 to $800 range. And if I have to pay $500 to $600 for a Fender Mexican Stratocaster, I'm just going to buy a new one because what's the point, you know? Why try to save $200 when normally you could have saved like basically half? Like pretty much Fender Mexican Stratocasters, they usually sit around that $400 range or so. Just some of the Squiers too. I see a lot of people asking a lot of money for Squiers. I mean, typically when I see a Squier, unless it's like somebody's signature model or like a fancy edition of something, special color, they're typically sitting around $100, $150. And every single Squier I'm seeing on my Craigslist right now is $200 plus. And that's concerning because that, you know, I mean, it's nice that more people are buying instruments during these times, but at the same time, it's rather annoying because people like me that just like to buy, sell, and trade a lot as kind of a side hobby, there's nothing that's piquing my interest for the price range. There's two guitars that I found that were a great deal, but they both got sold really quick. One was the, it's like a limited edition Epiphone. It had Gibson pickups in it. I can't remember. It was a signature model by some guy. Kind of had like a Tree of Life thing on the fretboard. I found one of those for $300, but somebody swiped it before I did. And I also found a Squier Mustang for $50, and I was like, $50 for a guitar, you know, friggin' why not? I can mess with it for that. And that also got snagged before I could get to it. So it's definitely hard to get what you want. I mean, you got some Warwick basses for $1,200. I'm not up to date on Warwick pricing. Pedal wise seems to be out of this world. Amp wise seems to be out of this world. I got somebody looking for a Boss ME20B bass multi-effects pedal, $175. I feel like that is probably worth like $100 in my opinion. But that is what it is. Let me know what you think about all the crazy guitar prices. It's getting annoying, and it's annoying me because I see people paying these prices online, and nobody's paying them locally. So I think that's where the difference is all the local guys are not going to be paying these higher prices, but the people online apparently don't have a problem. So maybe I should throw this on Reverb or throw it on eBay. I did a video of the eBay fees going up. As of right now, they still seem like they're the same to me. Like if I Google eBay musical instrument fees, it still shows the lower percentage. I think it's the 2 or 3% as opposed to Reverb's where Reverb's at like 5.5 or something, or maybe 5 even. Because I know Trogwood did a video saying something about, oh, eBay fees are going up, but I don't see it yet. Then again, I have also not sold a guitar on eBay yet either. So I don't know whether or not that is fully true. But let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns. Comment down below what you'd like me to do for future music, guitar-related videos. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Also, turn on that notification bell and leave a like. It all helps. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.